He appeared from nowhere, a nobody, a ghost in the world of high finance. But Marty Frankel, with the audacity of a magician, dared to pull off a heist of such staggering proportions that it shook the very foundation of the financial world. He didn't rob banks, he swindled the system itself. They called him a con man, a thief, a criminal mastermind. But what if they were wrong? What if Marty Frankel was something else entirely? A visionary who dared to expose the fragility of a system built on smoke and mirrors? Frankel's story is a parable of our times, a cautionary tale about the seductive power of money, the intoxicating allure of risk, and the thin line that separates genius from madness. It's a story that will keep you on the edge of your seat, questioning everything you thought you knew about wealth, power, and the American dream. Frankel's game was insurance. He bought small, struggling companies, then he looted them, simple, brazen, audacious. But his real genius lay in understanding the intricate machinery of the market. He knew its weaknesses, its blind spots, its vulnerabilities. He exploited them with the precision of a surgeon wielding a scalpel. He moved millions through a labyrinth of shell corporations, offshore accounts, and phony identities. A financial phantom, elusive and untraceable. He played the regulators like pawns, exploiting their complacency and their blind faith in a system rigged to protect its own. Frankel's actions exposed a fundamental truth about the financial system. It's a rigged game. A game where the rules are written by the powerful, for the powerful. A game where the little guy always loses. Frankel understood this. He saw how the system was designed to benefit the few at the expense of the many. He saw how Wall Street fat cats gambled with other people's money, reaping enormous profits while the average investor bore all the risk. He saw the hypocrisy, the greed, the utter lack of accountability, and he decided to take a stand. Was Frankel a Robin Hood, stealing from the rich to expose the system's flaws? Or was he simply a ruthless predator, motivated by greed and a thirst for power? The truth, as always, is more complicated. Frankel was a product of the system he sought to expose, a man driven by a desire to win, to succeed, to prove himself in a world that had always dismissed him. He saw the hypocrisy of the wealthy elite, preaching morality while lining their pockets with ill-gotten gains. He saw the injustice of a system that rewarded greed and punished honesty, and he decided to fight fire with fire. Frankel's empire, built on lies and deception, eventually crumbled. The house of cards collapsed, leaving behind a trail of wreckage. Millions of dollars vanished. The authorities, shamed by their inability to stop him, launched a global manhunt. But even as the net closed in, Frankel remained defiant. He refused to apologize for his actions. He argued that he had done nothing more than the big banks and hedge funds did every day. He had simply played the game better. History is full of figures like Marty Frankel. Men and women who challenged the status quo, who dared to question the rules, who exposed the hypocrisy and corruption of the powerful. Think of Galileo, who challenged the church's teachings and revealed the truth about the universe. Think of Rosa Parks, who refused to give up her seat on the bus and sparked a movement for civil rights. Think of Edward Snowden, who exposed the government's mass surveillance program and ignited a debate about privacy and security in the digital age. These individuals were all condemned in their time. They were labeled as heretics, criminals, traitors. But history remembers them as heroes, as visionaries, as those who dared to speak truth to power. So, was Marty Frankel a criminal or a visionary? Was he a ruthless con man who preyed on the innocent, or was he a modern-day Robin Hood who exposed the flaws in a corrupt system? The answer, like the man himself, is shrouded in mystery. One thing is certain, Frankel's story is a stark reminder that the line between right and wrong, between hero and villain, is often blurred. It's a reminder that the truth is often stranger than fiction, and that sometimes the greatest crimes are committed in broad daylight by those we trust the most. The verdict, in the end, is up to you.